Hey everyone, welcome back to All Things Pause.
Happy Monday.
Yeah, happy Monday. It's September 15th. We're in the middle of September already.
I know.
And it's feeling like fall. If you're in Florida,
It does.
tiny little
it
bit.
feels so, it's actually strange. Because
It
typically
is.
this time of year I don't want to say what we're wrestling, but it has something to do with the sky. I don't want to say it, jinx it. But usually it's humid and hot and icky, and it's been really, really
Now the
nice.
sun is still hot. The sun is still
hot.
warm, but it's not humid. And the mornings and the evenings,
Right.
like I've been sitting outside in the evenings.
They're nice.
I was walking Sadie yesterday morning, like, I don't know, 7, and I had shorts on, and I was like a little chilly. It was weird.
That's
yeah,
nice.
it was really weird.
That's really nice.
But I'm going to West Virginia next week,
Oh,
so
so jealous.
50s and 70s. Oh,
And you guys won your football
wait.
game. Nice.
oh my gosh. I'm so mad that I wasn't there, but my husband was there, which was great. I was really happy for him, but yeah,
That's nice.
it was the backyard brawl, if you're my West Virginia friends. We beat Pitt, yeah.
Yeah,
it was
well, we
intense.
lost.
Yeah, that
I'm a
game
Gator.
was,
We lost.
Yes,
Terrible.
that's my other team. Yes, of course,
Terrible.
the Gators. But
It's
yeah.
time for some new strategies and
time
perhaps
for
a
a
new quarterback.
refresh. Yeah,
I don't know, but it was really, really hard to watch. Very hard to watch, but
yeah. But that's
it's only a game. I
That's
don't say that in
football.
front of my husband or my son.
Oh yeah, I can't say anything because I can't be like, oh, they're winning or oh, they're gonna lose this. I can't say anything because that jinxed anything.
We watch a lot of football.
Yeah, we
Last
do.
night, I mean, the Falcons, I watched that to the bitter end.
didn't
That was
watch
great.
that
We're
one.
Falcons fans.
Kansas City lost.
Kansas. Now they said this morning that the first time that Patrick Mahomes has been 0-2 was high school.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
Wow.
So, but good football
Yeah,
weekend,
it was
good
a
weather
good weekend.
weekend.
Yes, very good.
And here we are, new week. I will say that I am super sad about all the things that are happening around the country.
Oh my God. Yeah. It was a tough week.
It's really, really hard to wake up each morning and hear something else that's bad.
Yeah.
It's really sad. I honestly can say I didn't know who Charlie Kirk was, but that's not strange for me. I don't pay attention to that.
And
kind
I
of
really
stuff.
didn't. I had only seen one debate, I think, that he did, and I'd heard his name, but I didn't follow him or
But
or pay any
nonetheless, I
attention.
mean,
But
just
I don't care whether you're for him or
it
against
doesn't
him.
matter.
Yeah.
It doesn't matter. I
just
think
can't
what
even.
the part that I'm so grateful for is that nobody else was hurt.
Yeah, exactly.
As tragic as that is, and tragic,
Yeah.
100%, and brought tears to my eyes.
Oh, it was awful. Yeah.
I'm glad nobody else was hurt.
Yeah.
But I was really saddened by this young man, and some people may or may not agree with me, but my heart breaks for his family.
Oh, of course. Of
right?
course. Yeah.
And
for him, because
his family's his dad's who turned him in.
Right. And even like Emma and I were talking, my daughter and I were talking, he killed somebody, but there's something wrong with him. It's the mental health.
But there were no
issues.
signs.
I
I
don't
know a
know.
lot about mental health, and there were no signs.
So sad.
But people, I always feel so bad for the families, for the parents, especially these parents, and for obviously Charlie Kirk's widow and kids and family and all
babies,
all them. But these, it's heartbreaking to know. And my husband asked me, he said, God forbid if it was one of our kids,
Right.
would you turn him in? I said, I would.
Oh gosh, yeah.
I would. It doesn't mean I don't love my son,
Right.
but yes, because they
Do
hurt
the
someone
right thing, yeah.
or they hurt somebody else or. So that was really, it actually, there's a lot of heavy things, but that weighed really heavy on me this weekend.
Me too.
And
It was a rough week, yeah.
so that was really hard. And then my son is at FSU, and there's some really icky things happening at FSU this week too. And I was really, really, really nervous, and I FaceTime with JJ and his girlfriend last night. I said, you guys really need to be aware of your surroundings. I mean, these are bad people that are, there was a stabbing two young women in broad daylight at an apartment complex. And it's just, I don't understand. But
I don't know.
Anyway, so on a brighter note, here we are. It's Monday. It's mid-September.
It's a beautiful day.
It's a beautiful day
Celebrate.
here in Orlando. And what are we talking about today?
Well, I thought we would talk about a bucket list. Because I feel like, the older you get, you hear of people making bucket lists.
Yep.
Or Or, some people will do like every year they'll do a vision board or something they want to do for that year or whatever. Bucket list tends to be maybe more long term or, between now and when you die. What do you want to do before you kick the bucket? So I started thinking because I do have, I'll have things will pop up and always be like, oh, that's on my bucket list. But I'm like, let's talk about some bucket list stuff.
Right.
Some fun things we want to do before.
When I think of bucket list, I don't necessarily I think of travel.
That's my number one.
I think of travel.
That's my number one.
But I think having a bucket list at this stage of our life is important because we're actually, my son let me know the other day that I'm past midlife because at 50, what am I, 50?
Think they consider,
I'm 53.
Yeah.
50 I'm not going to be 106. Well, I might. I don't know.
Good point.
But so at this stage, I think it's time to start doing things that are in the back of your mind that you feel you want to do before you die. Because
let's face it, between now and probably 65, like within the next 10 years, that's probably our best time to do these things.
I just said that.
Yeah, because past there, are we going to have the energy really?
Right.
And we're going to probably have grandkids by that time, other things going on.
And your priorities change. So when you have grandchildren, you might want to travel with them.
Do things with them.
Your bucket list is going to be evolving.
Right.
So I just said, my husband asked what our topic was, and I said bucket list. And then he's so good at thinking things through. And he said, well, what kind of bucket list? I mean, what does your bucket list look like?
Kind of category.
So if you are 30, your bucket list might look different from your bucket list when you're in your mid-50s. Right. So, and most people look to retire about 65. And so do you, are you physically able to do your bucket list?
That's my fear,
I feel that a bucket list is just constantly evolving.
It can, sure.
Right? So maybe at 30, you want to jump out of an airplane.
Exactly.
Okay? Yeah. At 54, I'm not going to jump out of an airplane.
Bungee jump off a bridge or hike a mountain,
Something. But when you said that, I thought, okay, well, I need to think of things that I do. But I have a hard time, and this is really strange, because then it makes me accountable.
Yeah, that's true.
Right? So
that's true.
I have to really think about what those things are. But for me right now, it's mostly travel.
Yeah.
And so Rich and I are doing a bucket list.
Yes, talk about your bucket list.
Yes, we're doing a bucket list. We leave September 30th. And exciting. We're going to Switzerland, and we're very excited. It's one of those things that I went when I was 13 for a short time, and I said, it's so pretty. At that time, I thought it was so pretty that I wanted to bring my husband one day.
So cool.
And we needed a trip. We need another thing at this stage. We need to rekindle each other. We need to be together.
Yeah, right. Sure.
So I decided that this is what we're going to do. We were using airline points, and we were just going to save, and we're going just the two of us. We do like to travel with other people, but this is one, for some reason,
why not, right?
3 years ago, I would have said, I don't want to go alone with my husband. But now, I do.
Yeah,
I really think this is one of those trips where we just want to see pretty things and get on the train and go to the top of a mountain and eat good meals and just be together. No pressure, no stress.
Exactly.
You don't have to go to a museum. These are just, this is
you don't
just
have
like
to think about what anybody else wants to do.
No.
Yeah, it's just you two. Yeah.
But planning is stressful. I will say that I do recommend you find someone. They do have travel agents, and they do, as a meeting planner, and as we are, and my husband's still a meeting planner, we don't do travel. But I have spent a good 20 to 25 hours planning this trip between hotels and finding reviews and how far from the train station. And I mean, I almost wanted to pull my hair out last week with trying to buy train tickets.
Oh my gosh. I remember that from when we went to Italy.
So, but it's a bucket list item I'm very excited about. And I think that these things are important.
For sure.
I think about, I don't want to have any regrets later.
Exactly.
But I didn't think about that 10 years ago.
No.
Only since going through the what ifs, your mind changes.
Because you do. You get to, like I said, that point in your life where you're like, wow, if I only have 20, 25 years left, what do I want to do with that time?
Right.
What do I want to see?
And I can't afford to travel the world.
The whole
right?
world, yes,
so we have to be.
You do have to.
I would say bucket list, a realistic bucket list. You can have dreams.
Yeah, true.
Yeah. Like I told Rich, I said, I'm not going to go travel the world for 30 days unless I win the lottery.
That's what I was just thinking.
Right?
We can
So-
win the Powerball. Yeah.
Yeah, I think that a bucket list also needs to fit within your means. Live within your means.
Sure.
Try, buy that purse if you want to. Buy what you want. We do.
Bucket
But
list
live
first.
within your means, because
Right.
at this stage of our life, it's scary to know
Yeah.
if we're going to be able to retire.
That's true. Yeah.
Are we going to have Social Security? What's it look like? Because as my husband inches to
scary.
60 next year, I can't see him retiring in 5 years.
Right.
I
No,
can't.
we've talked about
he's
that too.
looking for, he has been in his same career for so many years, and he's ready for a change, which means he wants to work longer.
Yeah.
So
Yeah. That's sad. Sad but true.
it's sad but true. And so anyway, what are some of your bucket list items?
Well, I'm going to start with, since you mentioned regret, I'm going to start with why you need to definitely pursue your bucket list item, because I'll tell you about my horror story that happened here. Trips are definitely one of mine, but concerts. I love music.
You do love
I
music.
love concerts. I will travel to go to concerts. That's just high on my list. I will spend the money for a concert. Well, I love Aerosmith. I grew up in the 80s, grew up listening to rock music, all that stuff. Have always loved Aerosmith. And I started thinking several years ago, I'm like, man, if they ever go back on tour again, I have to go see Aerosmith. So it's probably been 5 years ago now that they went back on tour. And they weren't coming to Florida, nowhere close. So I was like, that's all right. I like to travel. So it was either Vegas or Boston. Those were the two things I was thinking. Okay, so I'm like, well, that would be really fun, because at that point I had not been to Boston. So long story short, I won't get into the whole deal of why we didn't go, but neither one of those worked out. So I was like, all right, maybe they'll tour again, whatever.
Right.
Well, they ended up adding more dates to their tour, and they were coming to Tampa. So I was like, perfect. Soon as I heard that, as soon as it went on sale, I was on the computer. I'm like, I don't even care. I'm getting these tickets.
Right.
Got my tickets to Tampa. I'm like, all right. And that was supposed to be February, probably almost 2 years ago. It's going to be in February. Well, I think Steven Tyler played a handful of shows and had vocal damage. There was something going on with his vocal cords. I think he had to actually have surgery, had to take some time off. So our concert was canceled. But through Ticketmaster, they were going to they said it'd be rescheduled once he gets everything, once he recovers, they're going to reschedule all the dates. Waited like a year and a half, hadn't heard anything from Ticketmaster. Finally then heard, and many of you probably know, he's not able to tour anymore. The farewell tour is done. He can do some engagement, like I've seen him on some special things lately, but he just doesn't have the capability to tour. Right. So there you go. I will never see Steven Tyler with
get your money back?
Aerosmith. Yes, I did get the money back, but that's an example of you got to go. You got to do it.
I think traveling for concerts is really cool.
God.
We just did it this summer.
Oh, that's right. You did.
That was the first time we'd ever did it. We went to Boston
Mm-hmm.
to see Thomas Rhett.
Oh yeah,
and Teddy Swims and Russell Dickerson, and it was great. Yeah, I really loved the experience of traveling for a concert because it gives you something unique to do.
It's true.
You see a different venue.
Different city,
It was really cool, and it's you're gonna travel.
Yeah,
and there's a concert. Why not travel where the concert is that you want to see?
Exactly.
I have a bucket list that I didn't do, and I missed it.
No.
And it was the Eagles in Las Vegas. Yeah.
And another one that would have been. Oh.
Yeah, we were supposed to go.
Oh my gosh.
But something came up and we couldn't go, and I really do regret that.
Yeah.
I've never seen the Eagles in concert. Rich has seen them twice, both with clients and not able to bring me.
Oh,
so I'm a little bitter about that.
Oh yeah, seriously.
But I have a newfound love for traveling for concerts, so I'll travel with you.
Okay, let's go.
I just think it's fun. I think music is
Oh my God,
music is great.
It's just every day I'm like, thank God for music, because it just.
I get into my car and I put on music, and it doesn't matter. It could be a Billy Joel day.
That's
it
me.
Could be
it just depends on my mood.
80s day. It just doesn't really matter. But
you mentioned Billy Joel. I did. Did you go to Billy Joel when he was here?
Oh yes.
Yeah, that was a bucket list item. Hearing him play
Did
Piano
you
Man.
go?
Mm-hmm.
Oh,
yeah.
you were there. I was there.
Yeah, hearing him play Piano Man.
My
that was my bucket list item there.
50th birthday gift. Rich got me floor
Yeah, it was a few years
seats.
ago.
And Rich isn't a big Billy Joel fan, so my
Yeah, neither
brother
is
is.
Sean. Yeah.
And he flew in from Nashville, and we went.
No.
And it was a 10
Yeah.
out of 10.
Yeah, that was
I
a good
will
moment.
say, if he goes back to Madison Square
Oh
Garden,
yes, now that would be the ultimate.
I will be the
Have
first.
you been to a show there? I've never been to Madison Square Garden.
When I
that
was
would be a
8
bucket
years
list thing.
old, I went to Prince.
I love it.
My father was in the
That's
hospitality
great.
industry in New York. He got tickets from a client, and
Oh my
my
gosh.
stepsister at the time, she took me, and it was great. I
That's
do remember
awesome.
it vividly, but no, I wasn't 8.
You
I was
probably
older
didn't
than that.
realize the magnitude
I
though,
did
of
not.
that at the
but
time.
if Billy Joel goes back
Yes,
to
let's
Madison
do
Square
it.
Garden, that's easy. That's a
I'll be
hop,
there.
skip,
Let's
and a
go.
jump. But that was really great. In fact, speaking of Billy Joel, did you watch the documentary?
No, I have not watched that yet, but I want to.
If you're a Billy Joel fan,
Yeah.
you should watch it. There's a 3-part series. The first one's fantastic. Number 1. Number 2 is great. Number 3 is kind of boring.
Okay.
But I have a newfound understanding and love for his songs.
Wow.
And he's Rough Life.
Yeah.
Hands down, Rough Life.
I
Won't
knew
go
that.
into it.
Yeah, yeah.
I had no idea.
Wow.
You think of people that are famous, and you think of all how famous they are and all the things
Right.
they do and the life that they live and how glamorous it is. Not so much for Billy Joel. But he has worked really hard, continues to work hard.
Yes.
But man, to this day,
That talent.
he's talented and determined. But it was really it was
watch
really
that.
it was
Yeah,
really
I need
really
to
good.
watch
It's
that.
it's a great the first one and the second one were great.
Okay.
Maybe there's only 2.
I don't even know.
But
I
whatever
knew
it
it was
is, the
on there,
first one
though.
was fantastic because you never think about the early days. So now
That's
when I
true.
listen to his songs, I know what that story is
Oh,
from that song.
okay, I
Every
have to watch
story
that. I love the
has
story behind a song.
Every story has a song. Every song has a story. It's great.
I love that.
I wish
yeah,
more
that was
artists would do that. But shocking
That was a moment.
that his life was the way he was. Yeah.
Okay, I have to watch that.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that was a really good. And I also went. Speaking of traveling, I was a big Duran Duran fan. growing
yeah.
up. So they were on a reunion kind of a tour a couple years ago. Actually, I think it's been 2 years ago in September. And they were playing in Pittsburgh, which is an hour.
You went. I remember that.
Which is an hour north of where I grew up in West Virginia. So Morgan went with me, and that was a bucket list
Is
item.
that 2 years already?
Yes, it's been 2 years because it just popped up
Man,
on my Facebook
Don't
memories.
blink. I'm ready to put my Christmas trees up.
Yeah, me too. Girl.
I know.
So that was another
Right.
bucket list, just to see them again.
And bucket list doesn't have to be elaborate.
No,
It could be
do whatever you want.
It could be, writing in a journal for, writing a story, writing a
Right,
poem. It doesn't have
Learning
to be
something, how to
learning
do
something.
something, yeah.
Right. You're
Yeah,
right. It doesn't
right.
have to be a bucket list. I used to think
Right.
ice skating was a bucket list for me. Now it's just a hazard.
Now it's just a no.
Now
Don't
it's
do
just
it.
a hard no. But I will say, travel and I think concerts.
Yeah,
I think
concerts,
I'm gonna
travel.
tag on to you with the concerts. I
Yeah.
think that's really important. But everybody has different bucket lists at different times of your life.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, mine have definitely changed.
Right.
Like one, I think I've already talked to you about this because one we kind of been thinking about is an Alaskan cruise. I would love to see Alaska.
Did that.
And I have a friend who just went not too long ago.
So that was a bucket list for my dad. And before he he started with Alzheimer's years ago, and before he got too into it, we took him to
Right.
Alaska. It's
my
definitely
gosh. Yeah.
worth it. Definitely a good trip. But no, if you go to Alaska, if you do like a cruise, the
Right.
cruise isn't the expensive part, but do all the excursions. So
yeah,
know that
for
you're going to
sure.
spend more on the excursions than you actually do on
Oh,
the
for
cruise.
sure. But that's
But
worth it.
Definitely a
that's-
bucket list. We've done New Zealand.
Oh my gosh.
That was not necessarily a bucket list for me, but a trip that I really, really wanted to do. And
Right.
my brother-in-law, my husband's brother, took our whole family
Wow.
5 years ago, and
Oh,
phenomenal.
wow. Yeah, see, travel is definitely Montana. There's like places right in the U.S. that I still want to see.
So that I was going to
go
say,
to
you don't have to go
no,
very
it doesn't
far.
have to be. You can
You
get in the
don't have
car,
to.
do a road trip.
Right.
Oh yeah, New England. I know we talked about that.
Oh, New
just in the fall.
England.
New England in the fall. That's a bucket list.
Yeah, for me personally, I don't need to go. The Switzerland's great,
Yeah.
and I'm excited to go. But those aren't the type of. I don't need to do that every year.
No, I don't think
For
about that
me,
all the time.
you're
yeah,
right. I
yeah.
could do my ideal trip is leave on a Wednesday morning and come back on a Sunday night.
Yep, long weekend.
Right?
Yeah.
Because you travel on Wednesday, and then you've got Thursday, Friday, Saturday to do all the things that you do. You're not away from home too much, but it's enough to get the feel of wherever you are and relax a little bit.
Right.
And I think that also one of the biggest things is you have to have something to look forward to at our stage of life.
I was just going to say that.
I didn't feel that way 5 years ago. Yeah. Now, if I don't have something, and there's research. There is
a
lot of research out there. If you don't have something to look forward to, it's really hard.
I think I've always been that way. I have to have something
to look forward to.
I don't care if it's dinner out with friends. I mean, it's just something
on the calendar.
Fun and different. Or, this weekend we're going to Disney or something like that. Just something to look forward to. It really helps.
I don't have a lot of... I don't travel a lot or do it, but now I'm starting to say, you know what? I am midlife, and I feel that I don't want to miss out. I don't want to have any regrets,
right?
And so, I'm trying to like Christmas time. How many places are so pretty at Christmas time?
See, New York at Christmas. Have you been to New York at Christmas?
I have been.
Yeah, that was one of mine too.
Really pretty. It's really crowded.
Oh my god, yeah.
Right?
Yeah, it's crazy, but
I always thought go to New York either after Christmas.
Oh, yeah.
So it's not so
That's a really good point because things are still up.
Right when they put it up before Thanksgiving.
Yeah, right.
So like before Thanksgiving or after Christmas.
That's a good point.
I like to see pretty things at Christmas time.
True.
That's kind of a thing for me every year is what can we do that's
where
pretty
can we go that you can see the Christmas stuff. That's a good one.
Right. So don't pass on your bucket list, but don't feel bad if there's something that don't fit into your budget. There's so much to do.
Oh, yeah,
whether we live in Florida, there's not a whole lot that I want to do in Florida anymore, but to just, even to go to take 5 hours to Savannah, Georgia.
I was just thinking that.
Beautiful
That's
at
so
Christmas,
funny.
I'm sure.
Yep.
Or, I've always wanted to go to the Fall Festival in Georgia. It's near... maybe near Helen, Georgia.
Oh, yeah.
Or Gainesville, Georgia. They do a fall festival. Yeah. Why am I not doing it?
Exactly.
There's no reason. Fall. I can drive 7 hours, right?
Yep,
so,
that's me. Yep.
So take the time
or just make a list. Go ahead and make it crazy. If you want to go to like I was just talking right before the podcast about going to Dubai. I'm like, that's crazy. I don't know if that'll ever happen, but put it on your list.
Put it on your list because you never ever know.
I mean, according to my husband, the chances of things happening are better if you write them down and you actually...
Oh, that's good.
He has told me that before, that, so put Dubai on my list.
Well, my husband makes a chore list every week and it happens. That's true.
There you go.
That's really true. But you're right. Writing it down is really, really important because it makes it real.
Right. I mean, and make it crazy if you want, if there's something crazy you want to do. If you want to jump out of an airplane.
I don't.
I used to want to learn how to fly an airplane. I think back when I was 40, I was like, I'm going to learn for my 40th birthday. I'm going to take airplane, flying lessons.
Right.
No. And now I'm like, no,
it's a bucket list of riches. And he started taking flying lessons.
I think I remember you talking about that at one time.
Maybe 10 years ago.
He actually did lessons?
He actually did. I have all of the very heavy stuff in the garage sitting in the corner. And he had to stop because he had to start taking some medication. They wouldn't allow pilots to fly if you were on this medication.
Oh, man.
And now it's years later, and I might see if I can get him to do that again. But he does love to fly. And that's a bucket list.
Yeah, that was, like I said, way back then, that was on my bucket list. Now, I don't know if I would do it or not, but you never know.
You never know.
Doesn't have to be wild and crazy.
So write your bucket list down.
Yes.
And come back and see us next week.
Yes.
We'll be here.
We'll see you next Monday.
Have a great
week.
Bye.
Bye.